Your middle tower is falling.
You think Kaka knew I stole his rum?
Hey, watch my head!
Hey, little buddy, it's in the bag!
XBET, best odds for esport and live betting. Unique gaming lines for all esport disciplines including Dota and CSGO, casino and live dealers. Highest payouts, 100% bonus on your first deposit. Wanna become as rich as Alchemist in a few simple clicks? Start playing on XBET.
Everything's better with Scepter. Oh, yeah!
Radiant victory.
XBET, best odds for esport and live betting. Unique gaming lines for all esport disciplines including Dota and CSGO, casino and live dealers. Highest payouts, 100% bonus on your first deposit. Wanna become as rich as Alchemist in a few simple clicks? Start playing on XBET.
Hello guys and welcome to the Prodota Cup by Smashcast TV. We are here in a match between Team Invincible and Comanche, watching these two teams make a run through the lowest bracket. However, someone's run is going to end up today, and that's going to either be the Team Invincible, who is trying to stay true to their name by not losing any of these games, and of course Comanche, that also wants to stay true to their name by being true warriors of the the plains, I suppose, in this case, the Dota plains of North Dota America. That said, guys, get into this game. We have a beautiful Prodota Cup thanks to the guys at XBET, so do check that site out. If you guys want to use an €100 voucher, just use code PROUNTYX, and XBET will give you a €100 voucher for free, or €100 deposit for free. And of course, you can pace with the highest, you can have the most favorable odds and the highest payouts down in XBET. My name is D Swordfish. I will be your cast for today. Get right into the match, shall we? Actually, right into the draft. Night Stalker and Oracle picked up by Team Invincible. Oracle picked pretty early, okay. Now already enforcing the ban of the Huskar and the Necrophos. Whereas the Venomancer, Lich, and Earth Spirit get picked up by Comanche. I love a good Comanche Earth Spirit. Oh, actually, no, never mind. Wrong, because that was the old Comanche Earth Spirit. But we'll see if they can play. I think it's Man playing him, in which case, yes, I did. So, alright, we're gonna see the Venomancer as well, picked up by Comanche. As you can see, they go for simple lane domination. I like a stuns to some degree because of the Lich, but of course Earth Spirit makes up for it somewhat with a Boulder Smash, not the best stun in the world. Invincible is very benefited by picking some sort of elusive hero in combination with Oracle. Get a Venomancer, of course, which is very effective in combination with a high magical damage of a Lich. Get a Poison Sting and of course a couple hits with Chain Cross. Push someone down really quickly and get, of course, getting the kill while they walk away from the team fight. Earth Spirit is also great for chasing down targets with his rolling boulder, so it's hard for them to actually get away from the whole Venomancer damage, making him a bit more of a relevant carry. The Invincible, though, pick up a really nice hero against the Venomancer in general, because of her ability to heal back up in the middle of the team fight, sometimes right before Poison Nova ends, allowing her to survive a bit more. She has a lot of healing items in general, likes to get the Octarine Core, for example. You also have to prevent damage for a couple seconds, which helps her against that time. Can even go for a cheap Glimmer Kick or Hood, as we see in her life, or a Hood in general, which would help against Venomancer considerably if she needs it, because Lich also puts out a lot of magic damage. But we'll see what Death Prophet decides to go for. Quite a strong start though by Paul. say. Invincible, now. The Oracle, Death Prophet, Night Stalker common. What else would they grab? They have a little bit of pushing power, a good early game domination. That Oracle Night Stalker combination is nice. Go run up to someone with, of course,
Invoker.
the fortunes and targeted against you. And of course, when you get close to them, boom, immediate root, and you have a void right after, and crippling fear, and they have some sort of hit mechanism. The choice for Comanche is Invoker, and it's not a bad one against Death Prophet in general because Death Prophet does excel against Earth Spirit. She's a fantastic pick. Really support really. Get close to her. She is also a pretty good pick against most heroes that have to remain in lane, so you want someone with either a lot of range or a good blink escape mechanism. Puck doesn't really fulfill that role too much.
Behold the horn of Magnus.
The most common counter pick against Death Prophet, brutal counter pick. But Invoker, with his long range, might be able to get the better end of this engagement, especially with the help of the Earth Spirit, making sure Death Prophet can't play too aggressively. We might even see a Death Prophet going for the typical Crypt Swarm build as opposed to the now more popular Spirit Siphon build, due to the fact that you can stop the Invoker better with that, even if Earth Spirit will deal a bit more damage. And of course, the healing from Spirit Siphon. Who's the choice here for Team Invincible as the offlaner. A bit of teamfight now. It's a very potpourri like lineup. They have a bit of everything. Not particularly concentrating on any aspect. I guess Magnus does not really synergize well with most things. I see the aggression and early game win by Night Stalker, Oracle, Death Prophet. Magnus.
Anti-mage.
Probably that was the answer to this. Right? Yeah, two sides of the coin, but they both play around this whole idea of getting pretty strong lanes, winning early by being aggressive with Night Stalker and Oracle, and trying to get a lot of space for early Battle Fury, which you might not even need considering the Empower. And as for Comanche, we have their 5th pick, which will be a carry pickup for them. This anti-mage Sven look. Guess you could pick the Alchemist. I don't know why I'm saying like that. But we've seen the Alchemist in a couple games against. Surprised if you pick carry, but it has been done before. Or Invoker carry kind of thing. That's not the better option. Really, Sven. Quite good, you do. Oracle's a bit annoying. But the Lich is. Venomancer's not. Of course, I'm assuming Venomancer off because I would have the stronger carry than this. Venomancer mid. But it could very well be a Venomancer carry, and you're gonna go for some strong offlane like.
Sven stands ready.
Oh, not Batrunner, sorry. Because it was an Oracle. I completely forgot about it. I was just thinking, how do you counter this in Anti-Mage? You need a way. The Anti-Mage is going to be quite strong against the Invoker. Even though Invoker has a lot of spells to be able to deal with the Anti-Mage to some degree, the Manta Style can purge off the Deafening Blast. The Tornado is actually a particularly good spell to get away from him. The Ghost Walk can still be countered by Tough. No big thing there. And the Ice Wall is not that effective against a Blinker, but Cold Snap plus Ice Wall can really destroy Anti-Mage, and if Invoker gets the advantage, initiation, especially in the late game, much more prone, or he's much more prone to getting those kills. We'll see now how the game will turn out. It's going to be a lot depending on execution here, as we usually say, but in this game a bit more so. They went for kind of a risky play with the Invincible. I do like their lineup quite a lot, but they have two sides of different lineups, right? And kind of work independently, and it's kind of an aggressive lineup, so you're expecting a pretty good early game so that they can't counter your anti-mage. Enemy team went for something a bit softer, something a bit easier to execute with an Invoker, meaning probably the biggest problem here in terms of biggest liability for Comanche, because of course he needs to get online and that doesn't always work out, but you do have a lot of stuns to combine with a Sunstrike, which is fantastic. The Sven Stormhammer is great. The Frostblast might be able to get you a kill if you Sunstrike really effectively, and of course that Stormhammer, the Boulder Smash from the Earth Spirit, which will allow to get some kills in the mid lane, hopefully against Death Prophet. Let's not forget as well that if you do go for a couple points in Quas and Exort, you do get the Ice Wall early, and if you even get for, like, say, 4 points in Quas or 3 points in Quas, which is the usual build, you get a bit of regen, then the Ice Wall becomes quite a powerful spell to stop the Death Prophet from running away, as she has no natural escape mechanism. That's a important point to be thought of if you're going to plan on attacking her with the Earth Spirit and the Invoker. Of course, rolling Boulder slow should be enough, but you get the Ice Wall plus the Cold Snap. Say she thought she got the better end of the engagement, but the Ice Wall not puts her in the running position. So she says, right, will I want to fight the Invoker, or do I just want to run away? And sometimes both are not the option, because one of the two will even if you're a Death Prophet, they will have the superiority in terms of movement, and I'll be able to outrun your Spirit Siphon before you run away, especially with the Cold Snap added onto that Ice Wall. Not a bad combination. I don't know why I talk so much about that, but it's a interesting lane matchup. I think the Death Prophet Invoker. It's something we see, but Invoker's never considered a particular counter of anything. Laning stage is not that powerful ever since they nerfed that whole Quasi Sword build. However, it's still interesting to see an Invoker's run across the matchup. And the Venomancer being harassed slightly by the enemy. Eknard almost taking that before he's gonna survive today. After rolling Boulder himself away. And not much more aggression going to they come to the mid lane there on Lich is here. Only sacrifice, so he's only here for a lot of commitment put into this mid lane. They can leave his Sven alone against Magnus. He'll do fine, even though Magnus generally does. Daily Hero Sven is the exception. Satchel being body blocked very well by Dejuchi. One more Void. Satchel doesn't know how to get out of here. The Void's about to hit him, and he's only 40 HP away from death. Can he make it out alive? Those creeps are not getting to him, and Satchel, by slithering away, this slimy little bastard will make sure to get back home. Just safe and sound. No! No! How'd you fight the creeps? Satchel. Satchel. Why would you do that? I was giving you such an epic escape, and then all of a sudden, I mean, you just moved away. It's not like you did that much, and then you just... Anyway, Arrow gonna die in the mid lane to make up for such death. And with that, it's gonna be a kill for Ekdar, which is not too bad. I would rather give the kill to Invoker, to be honest. Not too bad, but I would rather give the kill to Invoker for the very reason that it's a 3-man gank. You barely get the assist gold. The Earth Spirit, yeah, you can get an early boost, but that's all you care about for him. Invoker does need a bit of turn rate for those kills. Of course, getting the space in the lane should be enough, but early on, that probably will not be there for long enough for you to get too many lasses. It's like 8 seconds to treat him at most. You really want to kill him if she is level 5 or 6, and she still is a target, but she's a target that's quite valuable due to the negative effects of death. Invoker with the salve, but now coming back up. I want to see how many points he puts in quads. They were going to go for that play, and I'm just curious at this point. He's probably not thinking about it. It's an overextension. Considering you have a Lich and a Earth Spirit, who I'm checking out constantly because of the fact that the Death Prophet quite weak to slows, especially in the early game without that Spirit Siphon. She has 2 charges of it, so she should be okay against an Earth Spirit plus Invoker. But the Lich does make a bit in their favor, and that's actually the reason why these 2 picks on the offlane is like Venomancer and the offlane. The hasted up Night Stalker joins an anti-mage in slicing up Satchel. It's gonna be banana for dinner today. Trying to get a roll ball there, but it's gonna hit the frost on the floor. And they'll damage shot right through this entirely. Spirit Siphon giving her a lot of HP. In fact, it's gonna be one else who has to run away from Arrow, who's dealing way too much damage. However, that Spirit Siphon is done, and Comanche is looking for that kill. Still with the rolling boulder, 2 more seconds. Arrow in the trees. They're gonna find him with the rolling boulder. And Arrow will not live to see another day, thanks to the help of Lich and Invoker. One of whom will go down. Dejuchi being stunned by a beautiful kick from the Earth Spirit. And Ryojin will not continue this with his lack of mana. Eknar still very confident that he can get the kill. No, I think he's just trying to run away. Yeah, there's a rolling boulder. Hits Dejuchi. He's like, oh, no, I messed up. There's a nice Stalker in the way. Run. The Void hits him. 1 second up slow. And of course, the Crypto hit together with Dejuchi's claws. It's going to be a dead Earth Spirit. And Comanche will not be benefiting that much from that engagement. They do get a kill on the Death Prophet in exchange for a Lich and an Earth Spirit. And early on, most skills really equivalent to the same, because it's more the gold you grab from the skills, even if it's minor, than the actual pressure you're putting on the enemy team, because you're not really wasting much of the gold. However, Death Prophet has been killed enough times to be having boots, which is early. He went for the double game house, which is probably the wisest choice, considering you need that more HP. But you need more experience to actually make use of those no talismans and get more Spirit Siphons out. Not necessarily more, but so they last a bit longer, right? I mean, it's just 0 against 3. Even Death Prophet's probably okay. Or not. What will they do against Arrow this time? The rolling boulders available, and so is the boulder smash. A lot of slowing power coming from these guys, but yeah, they know they see him. Arrow just saw the creep aggro to Lich, so they know that Lich has the intention of attacking this Death Prophet now in the top lane. Now being harassed considerably. Juchi wants to use Death Match. Might it be able to scare him away? No, there's still one left. They can get a kill onto the Magnus, who's trying to run away from the Earth Spirit and the Crazy Juchi, trying to body block best he can, and is doing a good job of it, allowing this Magnus to escape. Now Ektar alone against Juchi cannot fight this Magnus blocker. Batman will get a double kill there, as we see in the mid lane. Arrow also is skewering that for Lich, but Ryujin will ensure to get that counter kill in the mid lane. That's going to be definitely beneficial for the Invoker as he gets that kill onto Death Prophet instead. The Anti himself has also been fighting pretty well, but not too much above the spend, which means his net worth is only 300 away, and he still requires that bot battlefield, unless he's going to let Magnus take care of that for himself. It's a very sacrificial position to play Magnus in. Now, in the mid lane, they go into Arrow again, try to use the cold snap, but the Gucci sees there's no mana in the Invoker. He's an easy prey. Arrow joins him, square siphon with one grip sword, but Ryujin is good instead. Oh, trying to run away, last second, fairy fire, but it's not going to be enough. Arrow now being screwed by the Lich and Eknar on both sides, pincer attack. Comanche will ensure to get the kill on the Death Prophet in exchange for the Invoker. That's mid for mid, trade for trade. Man for man. Or man for woman, I'd rather. Yes. I guess you. What's gender anyway? Looking back into the game, we're going to see the Anti-Mage not being harassed too often in this bottom lane, allowing him to farm very well, but we're going to see the same thing for the Sven, who's also able to get a cover, which I actually think was made by a good job. Madden farming up there. And what's more powerful, an Anti-Mage or Sven with a bit of farm, I really do reckon the Sven will do a better job. And of course, he's going to create space, or a bit of space for the Invoker in the early game when he still has that relevance. Then once you switch to 15-20 minutes in, you can still start getting those stacks importantly. Or of course, minute 13 or 14, you should be getting a stack at least maybe your supports. And then later on, it becomes less and less common. Connection from the game from the Oracle. Come back very soon. Hopefully Team Invincible keep their invincible streak, which they clearly have not had, because I mean, they've already broken their team name by the simple fact that you know, they are in the lowest brackets. So they must have lost the game. Team Invincible, maybe not so invincible after all, but still trying to fight out against Comanche, which is one of the favorites. Well, used to be one of the favorites coming into this tournament. I don't know if they are anymore after this, to be honest. I've engaged the people's opinions, you know, went to the polling stations, and Comanche is still one of the better known teams of that fair, better known orgs that participate in this tournament. Always a pleasure to watch, and they do actually bring some out game. In this game, I gotta admit, even though Team Invincible comes from nowhere and they are playing pretty well, especially Juchi's been east on that nice talker, very well positioned. You have to believe in Comanche and come back. Their late game is pretty good. It's better, I would argue, than Invincible's, and their mid to late game, if Sven and Invoker can outlast or outfarm the Anti-Mage, and it's possible with the Nidus, and it's definitely possible with the Sven's lead. So you just get those two people to get those two, the Invoker and the Earth Spirit, the Invoker and the Sven, to outfarm the Anti-Mage to some degree, you know, or at least keep up with them, and the game is going to go alright for Team Invincible. I can already smell it, Death Prophet being a bit lower than everyone else, and if they can keep this going, Death Prophet can really suffer from playing from behind, becomes more of a support than a real carry. To become a real carry that lasts for a while, you need to be able to get a lot of items on your Death Prophet. Not a lot, but enough to do the basics early and the right timing and whatnot. Invincible will do to continue putting this pressure on. Perhaps Arrow can provide it once it gets that level. It doesn't seem like he wants to go for extra. This is an old build, not so much style now that you had 8 spirits in the beginning, but still effective, especially if you want to go for the domination. He's not doing too either. Actually, comes back to lane and he's be annoyed of it. Actually, just forcing him out of the lane, knowing the Oracle is not around anyway. And with a slow Anti-Mage is this week. Didn't go Arrow. Level 6 Fusion already going ready. 1 LS has to run away from that sucking, but Arrow continues to fight here with a Brimstone. Yuji might be in trouble. He's going to go down. 1 LS, the next target. Yuji is going to join in and try to get that final kill onto the Lich, giving the Vision enough to finish him off. Now he has to run away with a TP in hand. Egnard has no way to stop him from making it back home. Comanche will be losing 2 in exchange for absolutely nothing as Death Prophet turns this around with her Spirit Siphon powers. Whoever tells you it's bad to suck has never seen a Death Prophet go to town. There with a couple of hits, just harassing him out of the lane, knowing he has to use his advantage in range, just pushing out of his creeps. Beast. Arm. You get a Midas that's before minute 10, but it does not seem like that's going to be the case. It's not a particularly good time for him, even though he did go for the magic hit, which I think has helped him a considerable amount. A bit of healing. Regen. I guess he had 1 more talisman. There was some there. Infused raindrop. It's a bit delayed for valid reasons. Even uses the meteor to farm at this point. So guys, I need to get a 3 minute 10. And it does seem like he's close, only 200 gold away, so he's gonna go to the jungle now with the alacrity. I really underestimate Ryujin's farming skills. As he juggles, he's getting root to the floor. Sacho does not know how much danger he's in. And it was quite clear, as anyone watching, that you see a little Venomancer alone in the lane. He has no clue that anyone's coming for him. And all of a sudden, 2 people appear, plus the one you already saw in lane. Well, start saying your prayers. Pushing will continue by the guys at Invincible. Let's see if they can take, or start putting a little bit of pressure on this tower. Take advantage of the pushing power of something. Yes, anti-mage doesn't want to take the tower too early. He needs to. Oh, sure, it's pretty extra gold. He's going to get his Magnus into a bit of trouble up in the top lane. The tower already been taken. A bit more gold from the defender to the peak, and now the entrance is going to work. Really cool miss, but they thought the drum had been ready. He's going to blink in time. Just one to grasp. Go for Arrow, the right target. Arrow sucking up too. Still surviving. This Spirit Siphon giving her so much health, but she's going to eventually fall down to Ryujin. She tried her best, but could not kill anything. One last Grip Sword might have killed this Lich, but in the end, ends up being just a dead Death Prophet in favor this time of Comanche. Perform the Midas in hand before minute 10. Ryujin, the king of the land. He's going to start outfarming the anti-mage soon enough, unless anti-mage gets his Battle Fury. Well, he's still going for the Battle Fury, but there's no Empower on the Magnus right now to help him out, or he has not been empowering. Finally moved to the bottom lane, but Erebos needs to stay in lane. I think at this point you do want to move away. You're going to get the Empower to help you with the jungle anyway. See, the Shrine already used by the Magnus. Egnard with this move, this arrow does not see him at all. A quick Boulder Smash into jump, and I think this prevented those Spirit Siphons from coming out. What he does. Over the lane. Tower barely getting a glimpse of Earth Spirit. Once he can come back with the Crypt Storm, but he has to get close to the lane. Will he commit this to the lane? No, because the Invokers. They push her away. Arrow in the middle of 3. Silence Stop. Sunstrike hits. And that's gonna be Egnard playing messy in this game as opposed to the typical Earth Spirit. Taking the perfect center for 2 to destroy the Death Prophet. See what Ryujin does with an Aghanim Scepter. It is probably so hard to get things well far. Egnard gets a yo-yo, not a death. I guess it's just not a so I guess it's just not a yo-yo. Egnard speeded up, and Ryujin can't quite get close. Ryujin stops him. Great close snap to save his final life, but of course also good usage of that basically preventing any further damage. Pretty much nullifies the cold snap. A lot of meteors to farm. This Invoker is maintaining really good I think it's the infused raindrops and the magic one that will help you out to keep it on up so you can do that. It's not like an important thing, a lot of invokers do it, but very efficient way to do it. You know you can be safe. There have been many rotations where you have a combination of lanes. It's actually very good to do because it gets you spawned very quickly. And a meteor early is a very valuable skill to use because you know it's cold snap to get killed, but your team is still doing a lot of work. And you simply with Sunstrike and Cold Snap will be fast. I really like how Comanche is playing. Very well played by Ryujin. Modern himself, Matt himself is going to take an Echo Saber after the Mask of Men. So a lot of attacks. That's a very offensive sword. Planning on playing early and to kill that anti-mage. As anti-mage is also vulnerable not only to stuns but to death, as everyone is, and of course a lot of damage will tend to cause death. So this wow, surprise. So this Sven is gonna just pile on damage while they rely on 1 or 2 stuns they have, which is mainly Storm Hammer, which doesn't even stun that much anymore because you only have 1. I guess 1.7 seconds and 2 seconds, not that big of a deal. But you still have the Boulder Smash, of course, the Geomagnetic Grip, which is probably your best bet to stop the Anti-Mage, and the Cold Snap, which plus Ice Wall does prevent the Anti-Mage from blinking most of the time. I think in the times it just barely blink away, I haven't seen it yet. I have heard that's possible. Let's see what ends up happening for Comanche, who have now gotten back the reins of the game. 12 minutes in, we still don't see much battle free. We get it around 15 minutes in. And again, I say it doesn't really matter, but in the early laning stage, of course, Mangas can't just rotate to if you empower all the time. It's just not possible. Too much work. And look at this build is still the empower build, just so often right now just to boost the anti-mage. Of course, empower plus battle fury will make sure that his cleave is, I think it's 100%. 100. Isn't battle fury 60%? 60%, so 50%, it's 110% cleave, meaning cleave will deal more damage. And on top of that, I guess it goes through the armor, whatever here. However, if I'm not mistaken, they changed it so that cleave now is after reduction. So you hit cleave and all that is dealt as the cleave, which is physical pure damage, if that makes sense. It ignores armor, but it is physical damage. So it's classed as physical. So that anti-mage can deal a lot of damage. Hopefully, I guess with an RP, you can also get like a mega amazing advantage. But the likelihood of that is considering how Comanche wants to play the game. It's just not that high, considering that they have a lot of heroes that can just stay out of the team fight. It can only be Earth Spirit initiating together with the Venomancer, who's a sacrificial pawn anyway most of the time, especially played in the off-lane position. I guess you could catch the Span with the RP, but then the Invoker's always there, and Invoker's one of the best counter-initiators in the game because of his plethora of spells. Anti-Mage comes in, it doesn't have a Manta style, Deafening Blast, goodbye Anti-Mage, you're gone for like 3 seconds, you can't hit the Tornado perhaps to stop the Anti-Mage from doing anything at all, regardless of what he has in his inventory, unless he has big game. You also have the possibility of a Cold Snap, which I guess, you know, if worse comes to worse, your other spells have been used, you can use a Cold Snap plus, say, an EMP to threaten him, maybe an Ice Wall as well. Cold Snap, EMP, Ice Wall, and that way, if he stays for too long, he could be very, very much threatened by the EMP taking away his mana and him not being able to blink away and dying as soon as you guys wake up if he doesn't get those kills. So, I guess you don't want to Sun Tzu this entirely, but you get the point. By that I mean, when you know when Sun Tzu used to say, interesting thing, since I guess we're in pause. Sun Tzu used to say that it's very important not to corner an enemy, not to put them in a position where they don't let them run away because they might just go crazy and try to get a kill on you. Try to kill you, right? Because they have no way out. Like, they have to fight with all their might, which is you see in Dota actually to some degree. When someone knows they're gonna die anyway, they try to fight and at least get a kill in the process. You don't want to corner someone entirely. You want to keep him. There's always a way out. Sun Tzu did very well in most of his fights against. In fact, other generals already knew about this. A lot of generals knew about this. Dracula, for example, in the Punic Wars, Hannibal knew about this before, because he didn't read Sun Tzu because that was possible. You didn't have Chinese Greek terrain as commonly seen. I mean, as common. I mean, maybe there might have been one, considering the whole idea. Wasn't that much contact with cultures. That said, he wasn't even Greek. He was Carthaginian, but that's beyond the point. He used to just create a wall of spears whenever his mercenaries used to run away, or his middle troops, because there used to be lines of troops. Create a wall of spears, and nobody could run away, and it would have to either fight or die. But of course, you can't fight against the wall of spears, and you're not going to fight against your own men, because that's definitely not going to be beneficial. Because even if you win against them, you lose, right? So they fight with all their might to try to get them. Or not. Guilds is supposed to survive. Which because then you get more out of the soldiers. Anyway, I don't know why I went on that, but the point being that the That's what happens when the anti-mage might be offload. Solo crest onto Jude will be his next with the damage thing. It is physical. Doesn't really help. He does deal physical damage to the mark. Really help. You're gonna deal a lot of damage anyway. And power also gives him extra damage, which people often forget because it's mainly the cleave, but the extra damage is very useful on someone like Anti-Mage, who has a decent agility again. 2.8 I believe. So he's not gonna be Drown Ranger levels of base attack damage, but he's gonna have a considerable amount. By level 25 with a 2.8 agility level, level 1 of course you in 24 levels. Level 1 doesn't give you anything. Be 24 essentially times 20. Upright, so 67 agility you can damage purely based on. That's not bad at all. Not bad. That's not considering any items you get, which Anti-Mage does prefer those agility items or those stat items like Quanta Style, Battle Fury. Please don't do it. I mean, you can, but even if it was ever probably. Oh, let's see if the pause ends because the player has reconnected. They said go. What? They said sec. Now we're waiting for a team back. There it is. Go. Yeah, proceed. So we can proceed. We can compete. That's nice. Right. So good clearing of the plague boards. That takes away Venomancer's ability to farm the jungle and also gives Anti-Mage a bit of gold. It's really hard to clear plague boards as a melee hero, which is why Anti-Mage is not doing it as often. He's doing very well in the Golden Eyes. Now smoke Rob and he does Comanche. Might find someone by the name of, I don't even know there. They might find him downhill too. Not what you want to do. I don't know if Egnar is around here, but they do suspect something. Perhaps? It is. Yeah, this makes sense. The sentry obviously trying to smoke, so that would be. That's interesting. That would. They just had the 6th sense to do it. I mean, now they scan, they know they're there. They just did really well there. Provided. I guess Anti-Mage understood that he needs to get his battle pretty early. The Empower is already level 4, I believe. No, it's still level 3, but it's ready for him to be used anyway. And he can start going to the jungle and farm a bit safer than that, which is not a bad idea. As the game proceeds, we'll see a bit of pushing out by Sanji here with the Ghost Warriors. And they'll start floating down on this tower in the bottom lane. Let's see if they can take it down, get a bit more gold for these guys. While in the top lane, try to do the same as Team Invincible. They use that Ultimate Death Prophet Exorcism. It's still, there it is, but only 8 spirits. I guess it's only level 10. Battlefield. It's not mid 15, but very close to it, so it's not that bad of a time. Invoker will be very close to his Aghanim himself. I would argue that Invoker's Aghanim now, this tower will start falling down as the fight is fed. It's silent, so he can pull himself away. Clever. Masking manages to run out, but they can't kill him in time. He's quite a beefy hero. And they do take a tier 1, but in exchange for an exorcism that they know is gone. And now they might be able to put some pressure here if just the movement is right by Comanche. Sven is already there, the Invoker. Already got his Aghanim. That means they could put some pressure trying to get a kill on gank. Again, the Death Prophet to reduce her impact in this game even further. I don't know if they're gonna use the Invoker's eggs immediately, or if they build up Tower Boots. No, there's no way he's gonna get down there anyway. Playing aggressively against Juchi. Of course, it's just a support. I keep forgetting that I thought because of his amazing impact. Is Storm. Because he's done a lot in the early game. Now it's not going so well for him to defend, and the Invoker managed to stay up there in terms of far. Even though he does have his Battle Fury. Let's see how long this can go on. This Invincible. We'll want to look for team fights for more now. Finally get that Battle Fury to its full efficiency. Team fights 4 to 4 here on the line, which is probably some space as the Respirator will start to playing around the place, trying to just look for the. Not even silence, he can't use it. All his spells are gone. The silence not gonna finish in time, so he's gonna go down here. That could have been a Poison Nova into, initiation by the Invoker. But with Darkness already used, and that means that you have less of that vision. And of course, the silence. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Where did this happen? The Invoker just killed him with Madden, getting him with a Storm Hammer, a couple hits, and that was a dead anti-match. Congratulations. As they go to the bottom left, that's insane. Invoker finds Juchi. Now with the Meteor, but the face will save him. Now the false promise. Juchi not taking any damage, but after the duration, they already killed the Oracle, and Juchi might just have to go down. There's no way to heal him. The Urn is used on himself, but it's a bit too late. As he ends up being taken down by Ryujin, who's now got a triple kill here. Fantastic job. Now, 2 more after this tower in the bottom. Now that will fall in favor of Comanche. Just funny. How am I gonna kill the wolves the most cruel way possible? I'm gonna punch their father. I'm gonna kick their father, and the father's gonna impact against the baby wolf on the no, not the life. How this is Madden with a BKB as his next item after deploying Echo Saber Master Madness. He has all his offensive skill set or toolkit, and now he's going to some defensive items as well. As the Venom Master says, "Hey, ancients, let's just take him." Why does Anti-Mage need these anyway? Is it supposed to be for army? Sancho is just pretending no, it's not going to be. Sancho is going to hit that face seed. It will not save him against it. Now the Sven from behind finds an Anti-Mage just alone. He's going to go down. And the Death Prophet being silenced up, she can still use her spirits, but she's been hit by Magnetize and by Poison Nova. So much magic time as Arrow gets some beautiful silence. Might have just saved her. Now the Sven hits too hard. He's slowed down and then destroyed with a Storm Hammer. The Courier in range of dying. Are they feeding it? What is happening with the Courier? A small mishap, small miscommunication by them made the Courier stutter there. Multiple people were following it. Ended up being a near dead Courier as well. That was very weird. I was kidding about the weird doing. Right, Comanche will attack in this Roshan as Sunstrike. Yeah, they deal with 500 damage, so what is it? More than 14, 15, between 14 to 15, 14.50, I guess. Roshan will go down. I don't like it. Anyway, Ryujin will be continuing this quest alone without the smoke as everyone else in his team does smoke. You can catch him with Tornado. Oh, Juchi. Is there any way to actually find him? Nah. Juchi will be using that Invis room for good things, but since the smoke is not revealed yet, they might as well go for a kill. They have a very limited enough if they do this. Instead, they're going to go for some stacks, which are actually almost invaluable on an archer. Well, Anti-Mage too easy for Madden as he gets that kill onto the enemy carry. On top of all sanctions, meaning he has no recovery mechanism anymore. Looks like it's time for Madden. They're going on some towers. Perhaps. Perhaps not. We'll see. I think it's just the right time. We did lose the God Strength. Might as well play it. Not gonna that important, but more because, you know, it's not why there's really to worry about that so much. Or you could also just out on. Oh, Juchi knows the courier's coming. He's gonna get the courier. Look at him go. He knew that earlier they tried to do the same. They didn't get punished for this. Earthspirit, the defender of the courier, sees Chuchi flying around. He has a blink dagger. He's trying to run away from him. He's going to smash and connect. He tries to run away. The Sunstrike will finish him off. A Night Stalker fried in the middle of the night. Nice try. That's not a bad one. With the help of Alacrity, they have, of course, a bit of ice armor. Easy to farm, and they always leave. What? It's like so they know that we've taken your ancients. Second time they do it. The last time it made sense because they were going for the anti-mage, but this time I think it's just. Was there anything that inclined it? Is this just like a fight? I guess you don't want him to do stacks, and it's much more annoying for stacking, but you might as well kill it. Yeah, exactly. That was for the fortune to kill. So much theory crafting about a conspiracy theory that went nowhere. Yeah, you don't want to leave one. It's not going to help. I suppose if they are going to stack though, or it's very common to stack, you might want to leave one of the small ones, and it might be better if it's a support stacking. If you were able to tell like a team only stacking supports, for example, able to split them up once or twice by leaving one, it could be like a surprise thing. Entirely. Mathematically, it works out because you want to stop anti-mage's farm out, and you get your farm, so. Most of the time it's better to take it, right? But in some situations, you can imagine it working out. As long as their support is the one that's taking the ancient, he's the weak support at taking the ancient, they'll take him a bit, etc. And they don't have vision or walk through there ever, so that's not a consideration, right? That's what really thwarts them. Madden in the tree, might see not. With the Midas. Did I just see multiple Midases here? Magnus was going for Midas as well. Only him and Magnus. He's fine. No, that's fine. Smoker himself, of course. None of the Venomans. Smoker did go for a blink dagger. Oh, that's not a common item. Oh, boots, yes. Well, it's still common. It's just not as common as it used to be. It's always cool to see an Invoker blink dagger. Because I think, always to me, that means the Invoker knows what he's doing to some degree. In some cases it's good, some cases it's bad. But whenever an Invoker gets it, usually knows can't run away, the Chain Frost even stops him so much damage. That Cold Snap can't stop him kill it from blinking himself away. So that's a kill on well, that was another easy kill. Ryujin, this is on fire. Alacrity will kill this poor Oracle. He's out of mana, False still available. Silence the Joker with an Aegis. Comes the Earthspirit, trying to roll himself into his own team to help him out a bit, even ping on the tower. The Mavis is going to go for it. The Ghost has to find someone. It's going to be a death drop. She's going to get it off herself, but she might not be so lucky. She can't get away. The Magus is dead from behind. An arrow now. Silent Stump is destroyed by the guys at Comanche. They want to go for more. They see an Oracle, tornado him up, and with the help of Edgar, it should be an easy kill. The False comes out, already forcing out of the Oracle. He's pushed away by a single kick and killed by a million stabs. ASD will be blown up as Comanche proceeds to go for more. They want to get some towers, they want to get some of these racks. Oh, they have so much control right now of the game. They still have the Poison Nova anyway, they have no reason to back out. They stop the Aegis Brawl, the Invoker, that's huge. He's going to travel, boots himself to safety for, you know, a bit of gold, use the Midas, etc, etc. And he used the Midas, he's not choosing to. Usually I get very nervous when I get a Midas. Oh, see, that doesn't make sense. He lost his Aegis, so that's gone. They took a tier 2. I think they want to take a tier 3 before they go for more. Gold Scepter's going to be coming out of the Earthspirit. The Blink, oh sorry, the BKB is already available on Madden together with an Orchid that's soon to come as well to help him out here with the Anti-Mage and to some degree the Oracle as well. Not Death Prophet. As I said earlier, by the way, Death Prophet has become not at all he's not at all relevant to core sticks anymore, even though Exorcism is pretty good. If you play around an open okay, he's really behind on levels, you get blown up way too easily. The Void hits him, they both come to safety. Up south, silent. More dangerous, I would say, for Invincible. They don't even know where. Oh, that was an RP only on one. That's not already dead. Death Prophet, Mr. Oldham with an arrow. Why are you doing that in front of Madden's sword? The Tornado will now find the Magnus. Sunstrike to burn it to a crisp. They don't even need it. Magnus cutting himself. Magnus speed up. As the Oracle suffers the same fate as his teammates and he dies. The only surviving member of his team is Torabus. Supporter boss. Oh, no, never mind. No, that's going to be GG. Oh, GG by Team Invincible. No surviving members of their team as they leave the tournament. Shambles Comanche makes an example of other teams having to get in their way. Get the first game of the series and the only game of the series, allowing themselves to get to move on to the next round of the losers brackets. We will have one more match today for the European PD Cup, and of course we'll have more SEA tomorrow and more Europe tomorrow, but the last match will be at 10 CEST. We'll see you guys very soon with the last match of the day. Hope you've enjoyed, well, not very soon, I'll see you guys in a couple hours for the last match of the day. Hope you've enjoyed this best of one regardless. My name's been The Swordfish. This Prodota Cup has been thanks to the guys at XBet who allow it to exist, and I'll see you guys next time with some more Prodota Cup.